respect. It's something we all crave, yet so many of us fail to truly earn it. We walk through life wondering why people don't treat us with the dignity, admiration, or even simple courtesy that we believe we deserve. Maybe you've felt it before. The sting of being ignored, talked over, or dismissed. And if you're like most people, it doesn't feel fair. You work hard, you try to be kind, you show up. Yet somehow people still don't respect you the way you wish they would. The truth, as Giacomo Papasidero explains, is simple, but it's rarely heard because it's uncomfortable. Respect is never owed. Respect is earned. And most people don't earn it, not because they're incapable, but because they misunderstand what commands respect in the first place. It's not about loudness, it's not about being aggressive, and it's certainly not about trying to impress others. Real respect begins quietly, inside you. It begins with how you carry yourself when no one is watching. Think about it. How often do we chase validation instead of building substance? How often do we expect admiration because we have a title, money, or even just because we deserve it? Life doesn't work that way. People feel authenticity, confidence, and courage, and they respond to that. They notice when someone stands firm in their values, when someone keeps promises even when it's inconvenient, when someone acts with integrity even when no one is watching. This is the core of respect, and it's the foundation of everything. You will build from here. So, if you've been asking yourself, why don't people respect me? The first thing you must do is stop looking outside, look within. Respect starts there, and without it, nothing external will ever stick. Now let's talk about the subtle ways people lose respect without even realizing it. This is where most of us go wrong. It's not the big failures, it's the small, daily compromises that slowly erode respect. Have you ever been in a conversation where someone promises something and never follows through? Or someone talks more than they listen, interrupting, over-explaining, or dominating without care for others? Feelings? These small actions might seem trivial in the moment, but they leave a lasting impression. People don't just forget, they quietly adjust how they treat you. They measure the weight of your words against the consistency of your actions. Another hidden trap is neediness. It's human to seek validation, but when your self-worth depends on others' approval, people sense it immediately. Confidence is magnetic, but insecurity is a repellent. Respect is not given to those who beg for it. It gravitates naturally toward those who value themselves enough to set boundaries, to walk away from what diminishes them, and to act with self-respect, even when it's hard. Giacomo often says, "Your life is your message." If you live with integrity, strength, and courage, respect is inevitable. If you live with compromise, inconsistency, and fear, it is impossible to demand. And this is the brutal truth many people never hear. Respect is earned silently, daily, in the small choices that define your character. If you've recognized yourself in those patterns, don't despair. Here's the empowering part. The moment you start transforming yourself from within, respect begins to follow naturally. Start with your mindset. Stop comparing yourself to others. Stop living for approval. Every moment you invest in learning, growing, and improving yourself, you are building a foundation that no one can take away. Respect is less about who notices you and more about who you are when no one notices. Discipline is another key. People respect those who can control themselves, not just in work or fitness, but in emotions, decisions, and relationships. The person who can remain calm under pressure, who can listen before reacting, who can persist despite failure. This is the person who commands respect effortlessly. And then there is courage. The courage to speak truth, even when it's uncomfortable. The courage to stand alone when necessary. The courage to act ethically, even when it costs you temporarily. Courage is magnetic. It signals to the world that you are someone who cannot be easily swayed. Someone whose word, actions, and presence hold weight. And as Giacomo says, courage is the bridge between being invisible and being respected. Remember, Transformation is not instant. You will stumble. People may continue to underestimate you at first, but consistency builds gravity. Every day you practice self-respect, integrity, and courage, you are sending a message louder than any words. You are worthy of respect. Let me tell you something most motivational speeches leave out. They ignore reality. Earning respect is not easy, and it is often lonely. Look at anyone you admire. Every person who commands respect has a story of struggle behind it. They were ignored, doubted, and even ridiculed at some point. What made the difference was not luck, but persistence. Consider someone like Giacomo Papasidero himself. His journey wasn't about being born with recognition or privilege. It was about facing challenges head-on, learning from failure, and choosing growth over comfort. Each setback, each dismissal, was an opportunity to refine his character. People began to respect him, not because he demanded it, but because he demonstrated, time and again, that he could rise above fear, doubt, and mediocrity. And it's not just famous people. Look around you. Respect is visible in everyday life. The teacher who never cheats, the parent who shows up for their child no matter what, the friend who keeps confidences even when convenient. It's earned quietly, consistently. Respect is the currency of character, and it compounds over time. This is why you must approach life with intentionality. Every decision, every habit, every conversation is a building block. Will it construct a person worthy of admiration, or a person who is overlooked, dismissed, and forgotten? You choose. Now let's bring this home. You've heard the truth, the warnings, the lessons, and the stories. Here's your challenge. The moment you stop seeking respect and start earning it, truly earning it, you will change your life. Not tomorrow. Not when someone finally notices. Today, begin with honesty. Assess yourself without bias. Identify where you compromise your integrity, where fear holds you back, and where your actions don't match your values. Then commit to change. Not for anyone else, but for the version of yourself that deserves respect. Set boundaries. Walk away from what diminishes you. Choose courage over comfort. Choose growth over approval. And understand this: the path will not be easy. People may test you, ridicule you, or even resist your transformation. But remember, respect is never demanded. It is earned in silence, in consistency, and in the strength of your character. So stand tall, speak your truth, live your values, do the hard things when no one is watching. Be patient, persistent, and unapologetically you. Because when you do, respect will follow, not as a gift, but as a reflection of the person you have become. And one final thought from Giacomo Papasidero: the world will never hand you respect. You must grow it, nurture it, and carry it within yourself. When you do, not only will others see it, they will feel it. And then, my friend, respect will be unstoppable. Today, you have a choice. Continue seeking respect from outside, or start building it from within. The journey is yours. Take action, transform yourself, and let the world have no choice but to respect the courage, integrity, and strength that you carry.